Mr. Opadokun, do you think that we have been so concerned, we have been following the preparations for the elections, so much so that we have lost sight of what exactly is happening there? Because we do know that for a time, the military has been seeking the cooperation of Niger, Chad, Cameroon in this battle. And only recently, when Baga, was attacked and, the base there taken over, was when we now began to get the cooperation of these other countries, Chad, Niger, and Cameroon, and then we're beginning to see their cooperation. I know that you've been following the news to see that there was an incursion recently. Do you think, because they are saying that if given 6 weeks, with the new cooperation that they're getting, they think that they will be able to make substantial progress and so have to deploy men. Are we also forgetting, the reasons that they're putting forward?
I think the argument does not hold water at all. I remind you again.
Why do you say so?
What is the number of the Nigerian army personnel that they want to deploy for the election? What number? Are the army supposed to be around when they are holding election? Except that this is a country of negative. What is the business of the Nigerian army?
Well, in this particular area, where we have a state of emergency,
yes,
we can say
not on
in the northeast, because where they have spoken about a 4th state of the northeast, they say we cannot guarantee security in this state of the northeast.
No,
that's what they're saying.
No, I think that you got it wrong. They said for the entire country, that's why election will not hold.
It wasn't the entire country.
Entire country. If it's about 14 local government, so be it.
No, it was the 4 states, because I remember that in the question and answer, beg your pardon, sir, but in the question and answer session of the briefing held by INEC chairman, when he was asked, if it was just 4 states, why can't you go ahead and conduct the elections in these other states and then do the 4 states later? Right. He responded, he said it had the potential of rendering the elections inconclusive, and so they couldn't take that risk. But, if these 4 states have always been the concern, and the military is saying that now, give us some time because of this new cooperation that we're getting, is that too much to ask, really?
Well, might be, I know you're making an argument, but I'm saying it does not hold on with me. For the fact that you won't say that all the announcement, the pronouncement that have been made consistently by INEC and government itself, suddenly within some 48 hours, 1 week, suddenly changed radically. They've assured us, even at the venue of the National Council of States, they got presented the scorecard and its preparation. And he said they were significantly ready.
No, but they were divided at the National Council of States.
Look at the number of those who were there. Significant majority did not support a postponement. The report has been made.
But Mr. Biden, this is not the first time we're getting an election shift. Because in 2011, under the same INEC, not under any pressure whatsoever, he also said we were ready to go. But everybody got there that day, and then he announced a change.
That does not make it right. That does not make it right.
But it has happened before.
What happened, I think the last one you're talking about is the fact that instead of 1 day, they stayed to another because they said certain logistics. And that's part of my worry with the Electoral Management Committee in Nigeria. They've not mastered the art of electoral management. That's why the day Jega was announced, BBC, VOA, they came to record me live. And I was saying, I have my doubt. Being the president of the Academic Staff Union is not that's not confirmed that you can be a successful manager of electoral committee. What we are having today is the fact that for electoral convenience, the party in control of the national government is finding it difficult to hold on. And they know that the momentum that is going on, if it were to lead to election, they probably would lose, find a way out to do so. I don't quarrel with that. They have a duty to themselves.
Even though they say that, look, if we go to the elections, we will win.
It's clear. It's the first time since that 1993 that we are seeing sufficient evidence that the government in power is in a terrible state.
But
I don't want them. I don't want to be offended. I don't want to offend them. I want to be clear in my mind. My quarrel is that they are denying Nigerians the opportunity to vote at a period as specified by the Nigerian Constitution.
You know, before that shift, your comments at that time was particularly focused on the collection of the PVCs. You know, you have spoken saying, look, and yes, they can extend it to the 14th of February, the day that elections will hold. And then you talked about that collection rate of 80% and 40% in the South. You thought that they had needed to address all of those.
Yes.
You were speaking about logistics and the PVC collection. Yes. So it did appear as though at that time, it wasn't just even security that we had to worry about. Logistics too was the issue. So what if, as you stated at that time, INEC was not even, I mean, you had over between 23 and 26 million people had not collected their PVCs. Didn't that also matter?
Thank you. I think that you're asking me to restate what I said. Electoral Commission, INEC, had almost 4 years ago to prepare for what you are going through now. It needed not to be so, if it were to be an efficient body. And that's why, because we know what we contributed to bring us to where we are, that's why we are very much concerned. Other people it doesn't make any sense to them. I tell you, the manner by which they organized this distribution was faulty. Organizationally, they were asking Nigerians to go to local government. I mean, people, you know, most of our people, they live on daily basis. It's what they can garner from their efforts of going around every day. So they spend the entire day running around to go and collect PVC. Many of them would rather go for their daily bread than to pursue PVC. And that was why we thought, in the circumstance we're in, if PVC will delay us, they should better allow us to use the old, even though digitalized register that provide all the biodata. Utilize that. For now, come along with the PVC to the voting center so that people who don't have theirs can have access to it. It will pay, INEC will pay additional money, but it's government money. It is better to be spent so that the right thing could be done on behalf of our people. That's my position all the while. And I do.
So in other words, very quickly, your blame is on two institutions,
Right.
The military and INEC.
Honestly, for this purpose, not if it's about PVC, blame is on INEC. But if we are talking about this security thing, it's a thing organized, choreographed by the PDP in control of the central authority. They are meeting their Waterloo and they want to avoid it. I have no problem with that. Let them do whatever they can do. But we, the Nigerian people, we want the election to hold. And we are appealing to our people, not to be discouraged, honestly. We are appealing to them. At our own platform, the Coalition of Democrats for Electoral Reform, we'll be holding a press conference pretty soon. We want our people to be given the right, it's a constitutional duty. That's the only thing you have to tell anybody in government.
Is your body funded by the opposition?
I don't know what you mean by that. Which opposition do I belong to? Which? I speak by the grace of God on behalf of the Nigerian people. CODA is a Nigerian project. And we came aboard because we found out that our people, it's like what they were doing in the Fourth Republic. Whether you vote for us or you don't vote for us, we have won. Those who did say so then, their children are in control now of the Nigerian presidency.
But you know, you have people who also saying one person has won when elections have not been conducted, it's got the potential of maybe if at the end of the day, maybe for some reason, if some facts, maybe they don't have consideration of the entire scenario. And in areas where they thought they were going to win and genuinely don't win, it could cause those supporters to think that something went wrong. Perhaps nothing went wrong. So shouldn't they wait until maybe the elections are over and done with before they can say, oh yes, indeed, this we won fair and square?
Right. You are right. But I think you are talking about human affairs. Huh? They can rule that one out. the exigencies of the moment, people can make a lot of noise for no reason. Just want to be heard. They want to be heard.
So considering your thoughts on this particular matter, sorry, Chamberlain, on the fact that you also were concerned about the distribution of PVCs, do you also see this as a lifeline to INEC? Because it seemed that it was ill prepared to, if we were to go by, the number of PVCs distributed.
I think, for all intents and purposes, they were wrong. Their timing was very unwise in their preparation for it. But having regard to the fact that now we have been given this fait accompli, they should utilize the time to do the right thing. Part of my blame on Jega was that we were the one who campaigned vigorously. I made presentation on behalf of Koda to the National Assembly. As of Rep, Senate at different times, live was carried. About why the voters register is the most critical platform, is the most critical superstructure upon which you can now construct a credible election. But when it was done, you know that the guy had this assumption, very terrible assumption. The machines were not test run. When they came, imagine that all NYC graduates would be computer literate. So there was no capacity building for this guy to be able to utilize the material. And the most important resource software is called AFIS, Automatic Fingerprint Identification Science. That ought to be part of what will happen at the state headquarters to eliminate all multiple registration. That was not done. So I blame them for that. But I don't blame them for what the embarrassment, what you call the intimidation, blackmail. If you call an election, you're on your own. Who will be able to say something else? That's the problem.
All right, Mr. Opadokun is of the Coalition of Democrats for Electoral Reform.
I'm the convener by the grace of God.
Convener and also the former scribe of Afenifere. Thank you for coming on this morning, sir.
It's a pleasure.
It's time for us to take a look at the headlines. So Kaide Line Day is here again now. Kaide, go ahead, please.